Nous dit bonsoir avec tout auditeur, avec toute auditrice. Et qui attendent nous à souhait. Et nous disons bon Dieu merci pour l'opportunité et le privilège de nous. L'occasion de nous pour nous servir. Et moi content à souhait pour nous rejoindre nous ensemble. Ça c'est petite fille moi. Is my princess. Et nous allons chanter. Et puis après ça, pour nous capables et introduire petite fille qui va le parler à souhait. Qui va l'expliquer nous. Qui va parler de l'histoire Esther. M'a chanté ensemble avec moi numéro 100 français dans chant d'espérance qui dit il va venir le Seigneur que j'adore. Chanter ensemble numéro 100 français dans chant d'espérance. Il va venir le Seigneur que j'adore. Bientôt sa voix retentira du ciel. À mes regards l'horizon s'écolore. Depuis rayons du soleil éternel. Gloire à toi seul, Seigneur Jésus. Gloire à jamais, gloire à ton nom. De ton beau ciel je ne sortirai plus. Et pour toujours j'exalterai ton nom. Qu'autour de moi s'élève la tempête. Je suis en paix car tu veilles sur moi. J'ai pu au bon sauveur lever la tête. Il va venir me prendre auprès de toi. Gloire à toi seul, Seigneur Jésus. Gloire à jamais, gloire à ton nom. De ton beau ciel, je ne sortirai plus. Et pour toujours, j'exalterai ton nom. Maison du Père où ton amour m'appelle, sainte cité de mère les élus, les lieux éclairent une gloire éternelle, me sont ouverts par toi-même, ô Jésus. Gloire à toi seul, Seigneur Jésus. Gloire à jamais, gloire à ton nom. De ton beau ciel, je ne sortirai plus. Et pour toujours, j'exalterai ton nom. Amen. Nous, la prière, bon Dieu. Fermez les yeux, nous venons la prière, bon Dieu. Merci Seigneur, merci bon Dieu. Ou même qui peut en ciel, le moins de merci. Et nous merci pour ça avec pour ça fait. Si ma vivre c'est grâce à vous, si me vivre c'est grâce à vous. Merci papa pour l'opportunité et le privilège que vous nous. Occasion que vous nous pour nous servir. Papa, mais nous venons devant asseoir. Mais Seigneur, c'est Ildwins. Papa qui pourra et présenter l'histoire ça avec chaque monde qui pourra le temps de chaque petit monde tout. Car il y a chance pour tendre l'histoire ça, est capable de bénir. Et permettre Seigneur, chaque monde qui est capable d'entendre le Seigneur, est capable de recevoir. Et il y a un bagage en plus qui n'a pas de gain. Seigneur, chaque petit monde qui pourra le temps de l'histoire ça, et il capable comprendre plus bien. Et puis il capable de rester dans la volonté. Et puis pour chercher faire volonté au bon Dieu. Sauter à même mieux faire dans le ciel là. Papa, avec nous à soir, nous prions, nous pas prions en qualité de monde qui est bon et qui dit. Mais nous prions, fais nous grâce. Au nom de Jésus-Christ, petit. À lui seul soit la gloire, la puissance, l'honneur, dans tous les siècles et des siècles.
Amen.
Amen. Et qu'on y est, et mon bon arrivé, nous allons introduire servante Eldwins, et qui pourra expliquer nous, qui pourra parler nous un peu. Et sur l'histoire de l'Esther. Dans le livre Esther, il pourra expliquer nous l'histoire ça. Et bon, il pourra expliquer nous l'histoire ça, c'est en anglais. Il pourra expliquer nous l'histoire ça. Mais espérer peut-être monde qui peut comprendre, qui parle anglais ou peut comprendre. Et tout Et si nous pas comprendre, parents pas comprendre, nous capable et fait ti moun nous yo expliquer nous et un peu sur histoire ça. Et nous captons l'histoire ça tout et nous capable motiver ti moun yo pour capable. Et puis nous tendre l'histoire ça et yon façon yo même et pour capable chercher faire volonté bon Dieu. Avec nous, connaît c'est Jean Elie G qui pourra parler nous un peu de l'histoire ça.
Ok, bonjour tout le monde.
Ok, c'est aïe.
Kounia m'a parlé de... Monsieur Twins avec Kounia m'a parlé de l'histoire. Esther m'a parlé en anglais. Plutôt. Okay. Okay. So right now we're starting in the book of Esther. If you don't know who Esther is, go get your Bible and go to Esther, and you guys can read along with me, or just listen. So, Esther is a girl that was Jewish. And let me tell you something. Persia was a big country back in the olden days. It had a lot of land. Before Esther became queen, she was just an ordinary girl that loved God. Before her was a queen named Queen Vashti. Do you want to know why she left the position of the queen? It's because one day the king was holding a banquet for him and his friends, guests, ministers. And he wanted to show off his wife, so he called his wife. And his wife did not like going to banquets. She said no. The king was furious, so the king said, Queen Vashti, you will be banished. And Persia is huge, so it's a long way from where they were to outside the country. So she would have to go very far to get outside the country. And that was a really bad punishment for her. But his prime minister named Haman and other prime ministers told him, if we don't punish her, then other wives will think that they have to disrespect their husbands. So the king gave her the punishment, and now he needs a new queen. So the king now holds a beauty contest for 1 year. And all girls from all Persia that are single, they go to the palace in hopes of being the queen of Persia one day. And so there's one girl named, who do you think it is? It's Esther. She really just made the king mesmerized. The king said, you are beautiful and I want you as my queen. And the king did not know Queen Esther was Jewish. So a few days after Queen Esther was queen, Mordecai saved the king's life. So Mordecai overheard 2 guards, he was also a guard too, plotting that they wanted to hurt the king, kill the king. And the king, Mordecai told Esther, and Esther told the king. And the king forgot that Mordecai had saved his life, so he didn't reward him or anything else. And then Esther, you know Esther, she is just queen now. She's just relaxing. She's doing whatever. And then Haman, he's mad because Mordecai won't bow to him. Mordecai says, I will only bow to my God and to my king. So that makes Haman angry. He's mad. So he goes to the king and says, there are these bad people that they're hurting everyone in the kingdom. They don't follow your laws. They're bad people. We need them executed. So the king agreed with this idea because he didn't know that his queen and Mordecai were Jewish, and he didn't know that it was like the Jewish people either. So he signed it. He sealed it with the royal seal, and now they posted it everywhere. So now all the Jews are in panic. They're sad, they're mad, they're full of lots of emotions. When Mordecai sees this, he goes and tells Queen Esther. So, and Queen Esther is confused. She's a little sad, mad, and she's saying, I don't know what to do in this situation. Mordecai says, don't think that you will escape just because you're in the palace. God will come for you and your generation soon. Don't you? And Mordecai also says, maybe you became queen for just a time as this. So Esther had like a prayer, fasting with her maids and every Jewish person in Persia. She told them to fast, not eat, pray. And then after 3 days, she would go and build up the courage to go to the king. So after they finished, Haman, after like 2 days, Haman, he really wanted Mordecai dead because he still wouldn't bow to him. So he built gallows inside his own backyard for him to see Mordecai killed. And then a few days before Queen Esther went to go to the king remembered that Mordecai had saved his life, and then he was going to reward him. Haman thought the reward was for him, so he made it extra good. He told him to make him dress in the king's robe, put multiple crowns, and like ride him in a horse and say, the king, like something good about him. And when the king told it was for Mordecai, Haman was mad because he was going to say something bad about Mordecai and hang him. So now he can't do that now. But when the day comes, so then Queen Esther builds up the courage to go to the king. She takes step by step, and she goes inside the throne room. The king takes out his golden scepter, and the queen touches it, and now she's not killed. The king said, what do you want, my dear? Up to half the kingdom I'll give you. Esther said, let me hold a banquet for you both, you and Haman, tomorrow. The king said yes, because he was happy that at least somebody wanted to hold a banquet for him and go to a banquet for him. So the next day, he went and he ate with Queen Esther. Esther didn't have enough courage to say it this night, so she said. So the king said, "What do you want, my dear? Up to half the kingdom I'll give you again." And she said, "Another banquet, and then I'll tell you what I want." And now Haman, after like having like one banquet and know that he's gonna get another one with the queen, he feels like he's like powerful. He feels like king, queen, everyone likes him except Mordecai. So he's still mad at Mordecai, but there's nothing he can do about it. So he has to wait 2 more days till Mordecai and the Jews are executed. And Esther, the next day, she held another banquet. And the banquet, she finally gathers up the courage to tell the king that her and her people are going to be killed. The king was furious and said, "Who would ever do such a thing?" And she told him it was Haman. Haman was confused on how the queen was Jewish, but then the queen told Mordecai, Haman that Mordecai and her are cousins. And then the king, he's furious, he's mad. He said, "You tried to kill the people of my queen, tried to kill my queen, and tried to kill the person that saved my life." And Haman, he's sad, he's like mad, he's like trying to escape, and he's saying sorry stuff. One of the servants tells the king that 50 cubits high is like the thing is something like hanging at him at the house of Haman for Mordecai. So when he's hanged, he can see everything, and he's gonna be happy. And so the king told the servants to hang him on it. And Mordecai becomes prime minister, and Esther and Mordecai, they put out a law throughout all of Persia saying that all of the Jews can defend themselves when it's time to go. When the people bring out swords, try to attack them, and yeah, that's the Bible story of Esther. Esther was a brave girl that decided to do what's right. She was just an ordinary girl that loved God, but God used her in a time like this. If you like the Bible story, thank you. I tried my best.
Thank you. Et nous disons merci avec chaque monde et qui pourra regarder les vidéos ça, qui pourra entendre l'histoire ça. Et nous espérons quand même, bon Dieu pourra le bénir. Et c'était servante non, Eldwins Genesté. Et bien, qui t'a expliqué nous et Bible story ça. Mais qui bon Dieu capable de bénir nous. Qui bon Dieu capable de garder nous. Mais n'a croisé avec Eldwins encore.
Okay.
Dans l'autre vidéo. Qui bon Dieu bénir nous. Bye bye.
Amen. Bye bye.